been reached into, this to me serves as a magnet. I really do believe that price will not only just tap into 76,300, but we will go down into this daily area of inefficiency at 74,479, which sits right there. And if you look at everything behind this, it's all balanced, right? All of this has already been balanced. So this to me is the last stand for support. Just under 74,000 is our last stand for a quality support. I'm not gonna say, like, of course we have support down at 50,000 and whatnot, but this to me is quality support. If I hop back up to the 3 months and just show you, if we don't hold that area in red, we will likely go back and revisit the fair value swing low, which sits here at $49,577 on. All right, so that was April 5th. All right, I spoke about Bitcoin on April 5th, going into this daily area of inefficiency, and I just want to show you where that area started. So this black line here marks the very top of that imbalance right here, and that is at $74,479. You can see it over here in blue on the axis here, the price axis. If you look at the low of April 7th, that candle, April 7th, that low is $74,434. All right. So we dipped just below 74,479 to enter that area of inefficiency. After hitting that, it's just been up ever since. And you can see just how close we are now to all-time high. All right. There's your support. There's the run up. Here's the thing. This isn't going to be as much as a technical analysis video as it is a wake-up call. All right. We need to have a serious conversation, guys. I'm only going to say this one more time. First and foremost, I have decided to become a full Bitcoin maximalist. And guys, before you click off, just hear me out. All right. I have nothing against altcoins. I will still be doing analysis on your favorite altcoin. I just need you guys to let me know what you like. If you guys enjoy my analysis, please let me know, because that's what gives me the strength to keep doing it. But for me personally, the writing is on the wall for why I've decided to go with Bitcoin as my one and only cryptocurrency. All right. And I want to give you guys a couple things to think about, because this isn't about me trying to make you become a maximalist in Bitcoin, but more so about me helping you guys see who might be on the other end of your trade when it comes to your retirement account. Okay. So I just want to give you guys a couple things to think about. First and foremost, I made a post on my YouTube about money leaving altcoins. Okay. And if you just take a look over here at Bitcoin dominance, and I'm just going to go to the weekly. Right now, we are approaching this previous mega high, 73%, 73.5%. We're quickly approaching that. Take a look at these candles. Dominance just continues to climb. When dominance continues to climb like this on Bitcoin, money is continuously leaving altcoins, going into Bitcoin. And I want you guys to think about why. It's not just about the fact that the Bitcoin price is going higher. When Bitcoin was well below the all-time high, dominance continued to climb. There is a new type of money that has entered this market. They're allocating funds in a way that we haven't seen before. What I'm trying to tell you guys is a lot of good altcoins are dying right before our eyes. And I need you guys to really get serious about this and get on board with who's going to be on the other end of your trade when you go to sell. A lot of us, including myself, have confused value with valuable. All right. And this is, I'm speaking directly to myself when I say this. When I was holding my H bar before I sold it into Bitcoin, I looked at all of those mega names, all of those huge partnerships that H bar is in works with, Google, Nvidia, IBM, like all of these companies. Right. But at the end of the day, how am I using it? Right. It's more than just being a holder. How am I using it? What applications, dApps, products that does HBAR have for me? We have to remember, guys, with all the value that we have out there in the world, we still got to remember that we are the only species that adds the valuable factor. We are the ones who use it. No one else uses these things. And so if there aren't users actually interacting with the product, It's not going to go as far as we want it to, right? Because as a holder, we only see value, but everyone else doesn't see why it's valuable. And this is the case with a lot of cryptocurrencies that are extremely good, right? Like, I think XRP is a great crypto and it has a ton of holders, but there's a difference between holders and users. And I want you guys to think about this, right? Like, no matter where you are right now, think about how many brands of tea there are in your city, state, country, right? How many brands of tea? And then I want you to think about, okay, if you're not really around a place that has a lot of tea, think about how many brands of coffee there are, right? There's a lot of different coffee. Coffee is coffee. Why do we need so many different brands of coffee? Now think about which brands of coffee are the ones that are the big chains, right? So here in Florida, there's Starbucks, right? Dunkin', and those are just like the mega two that come off the top of my head, right? They're the ones that have the filled up fast lane, right? Drive-throughs. Everyone's like, a lot of people just go for Starbucks and Dunkin', but there's hundreds of brands of coffee. Now, I want you to think about this from an investor standpoint, right? This isn't about you in particular, if you like or don't like Dunkin' or Starbucks. Think about it from an investor standpoint. As an investor, you know that there are hundreds of brands of coffee and tea out there. But where would you put your money in terms of wanting growth from your investment? You're going to go after the big chain. You're going to go after the chain that has physical locations. You're going to go after the company that has the filled up drive-throughs, the filled up lines on the inside. You're going to go after the one that has the biggest marketing team and the one that's selling the most coffee and tea. Why? Because that brand, that chain, is the one with the volume. It's the one that has users. It's the one that has the most consumers. You understand? I dare you to get a free trial on a VPN, create an account, turn that VPN on and go over to any offshore exchange. It can be KuCoin, MEXC, Binance. I want you to look at some of these altcoins that you guys hold. Look at the order books. These altcoins are extremely illiquid. If you go and you try to sell 50,000 of your altcoin, 100,000, not in dollars, I'm talking about quantity of your altcoin, right? So let's say you had, for example, like 50,000 HBAR or 50,000, XRP. You look at some of these order books, the bid and ask are moving very low quantity. And the spread in between sometimes is ridiculous on price. Altcoins are extremely illiquid right now in a way where if you try to sell a huge quantity, you're going to move price in a big way. And you're going to find yourself getting out at these prices that you don't want to be in, that you don't want to have. And I say all that to say, the writing is on the wall right now, guys. Everybody is looking at AI as the narrative, when in reality, the narrative right now is survival. All right, like the narrative right now is survival, and I get it. I get it that you guys are looking for an altcoin season so that you guys can get this life-changing and wife-changing money. I get it. And I still think it can happen, but what I want you guys to know is, for me, the risk is beyond the reward at this point. And so I've decided to go all in on Bitcoin because I'm betting my life on it, guys. Bitcoin will be $1 million and more. It will be $1 million and more. And for a long time, guys, I'm talking about back when Bitcoin first hit 30,000, right? I remember in 2017 when we got to 19,000. And when I seen 30 and 40,000, I lied to myself and I told myself this story that price was too much. It's no longer feasible for me to get in because I'll never be able to get a single coin at this rate, the rate that it just keeps increasing. I'll never be able to get a single coin. That's what I told myself. And I said, you know what? Instead, I'm just going to look at altcoins. I'm going to go to those coins and I'm going to look for the next Bitcoin. There will never be a next Bitcoin. There won't. Bitcoin is extremely unique, and there's nothing else like it. I get it. I know that there are a ton of cryptocurrencies out there that are like better than Bitcoin and faster and more transactions per second and this and that and this. But where are the users? Where are the products? Where are the use cases? They're not there. A lot of good coins are dying, guys, and you guys are holding on to them based off of your own beliefs, based off of your own values in those coins and not looking at what's valuable. And this was so hard for me, guys. It was so hard for me to let go of my altcoins. And I'm telling you guys this from a very vulnerable place, not as a means of trying to like break you from your portfolio right now. I'm being so genuine, guys. It doesn't matter how good these coins are if the products and uses aren't there. Nation states, countries, companies like Strategy and 21 Capital have made it very clear. Nothing with Bitcoin has changed since 2009, but they've made it very clear what is valuable. And the people that are investing millions upon millions of dollars to get exposure have made it very clear. And I'm not fighting that anymore. Like, I am not going to try to swim upstream anymore. I'm just going to go with the flow and invest everything I can into Bitcoin. I'm not doing stocks. I'm not doing bonds. I'm not doing gold. I'm not doing oil. I am investing in energy in the form of Bitcoin. And I will gladly still do an analysis for your coin because there still can be an alt season. But I want to give you guys something to think about. Jerome has still put a pause on quantitative easing until what he says 2026. So your altcoin season may not come until 2026. And that's fine, right? A lot of you can hold until then. But here's the other thing. You get your alt season, right? Let's play this movie out. You get your alt season. Then what? What are you going to put your money in? You still need to think about this, guys. Like, if you park it in cash, now you're back at square one. Like, you're battling inflation. Even then, if you get your alt season, that would be the best time to go into Bitcoin. Because at the end of the day, you still need something that's going to hold your wealth. And right now, Gen Z, they're not looking at gold. No one's doing anything with gold, bro. Like, no one is going around pulling out bars, pulling out coins as legal tender. They're not doing that. And if something really hits the fan, right? You got Pakistan, India, two nuclear superpowers going at it, right? Nothing's nuclear yet, but who knows what can happen. Let's just speculate. Everything goes dark, right? Let me just go back to this Bitcoin chart. Let's say everything goes dark. The entire grid, right? This is not the same economy and people as it was 50 and 100 years ago. Even then, gold is going to be one of the last things that we even think about using. I'm telling you right now, people are going to want services and food before they think about trying to trade gold with each other. The United States can't even trade in, they can't even sell off their gold for it. They can't even sell their gold for Bitcoin. Who's the buyer? Who's gonna want to hoard all of this gold? The US barely doesn't even want to. I mean, there's already speculation that Fort Knox is empty. But it's like, what are you going to do with it? You can't travel with it. I'm talking about individual, right? Individual persons right now. You can't travel with it. It's an inconvenience to keep on you. You can't just shave some off and use it as money. What are you going to do? Like, Gen X and Gen Z, I say Gen Z, right? I don't really know the dates, but hear me out. They're not going to want to be responsible for your bars, your coins that each one are worth $3,000, $3,500. We're digital. Guys, like, really think about who's going to be on the other end of your trades. We're thinking about survival. You guys don't remember what just passed? We had this whole AI agent crypto boom. That's already dead and gone. You guys remember that? AI agents. Everyone's going to have their own agent and do this. What am I going to do with an AI agent? Guys, I don't wake up and roll out of bed and say, oh man, I got to log into Decentraland. Let me see what's going on. I don't do that. Who's logging into Decentraland? And I'm not looking for the one or five people. I'm talking about, where's the volume? Where are the uses? What is an AI agent going to do for me that I'm not doing for myself? When Bitcoin hits $1 million, and if I'm holding 10% and I've got $100,000 in US dollars, right? I'm just pricing everything in US dollars. Your altcoin very well may be at an all-time high at that point. But who is going to want to buy them all from you? This is what I want you to think about. Because it doesn't matter how high your altcoin goes if you can't get out of it. So now you argue and wrestle with the idea of, well, who's to say I want to get out of my Bitcoin Cash? Who's to say if I want to get out of my XRP? Again, do you have the ecosystem to buy and sell in XRP? Do you have the ecosystem to buy and sell in Bitcoin Cash? Maybe you do, right? Maybe you do. But now here's my next question. Are your coins performing as well as Bitcoin? That's what it's going to come down to for you. And I'm here to tell you, the coins that I chose, guys, they weren't. They were not performing as well as Bitcoin. And I'm ready for something that's going to perform well. I'm ready. I'm done. I'm done. I'm holding nothing more than Bitcoin. And my mind is already set on the $1 million Bitcoin, $2 million, $3 million Bitcoin. I don't care anymore about alts. But I want you guys to understand, if you are a altcoin holder right now, just think about the long term, right? I'm not saying go and sell. What I'm saying is just take a moment to think about it. Who is going to buy 300 of your coin? Not dollars, quantity. 3, 4, 5 years from now. Will there even be an order book for it? You got to think about this stuff. Okay. As I look at this 3-month chart, I just hop up to the 3-month. All right. We're on our way to internal to external. This is almost, it's almost picture perfect on its way to an all-time high. Even if we don't hit all-time high this month, I have no doubt that Bitcoin will not go to $1 million. I'm not saying it's going to happen in the next 6 or 7 months, but it's inevitable at the rate of what's happening, at the rate of the energy being used, at the rate of how much of this stuff is leaving exchanges. Everybody can't have it. And I'm sorry, but you cannot say that about your coin because it's unique. It's unique in terms of energy, not in terms of the coin itself. There's a lot of coins out there that have less than 21 million supply, but one, they don't have the products and users, and two, on a energy basis, they don't use and need as much as Bitcoin does. And people think that's a bad thing. No, the amount of energy that Bitcoin needs is a great thing. And I'm not smart enough to explain it, but if you want a video that explains it, I'll list it. I'll put it in the description. But guys, I'm so serious. Like, this could single-handedly save your retirement plan. And I know you guys are already seeing videos about that. Like, I've gone full Bitcoin, and 0.1 Bitcoin can save your life. Like, it's serious, guys. It's serious. I will be coming out with more analysis videos on the normal alts that I do. Maybe some of you could be looking for a good price to get out and go into Bitcoin. I don't know. It's up to you, but I'm really just putting this video out there for somebody who's really interested in understanding how they can have a better retirement, a better savings for themselves, and understand that now is a great time to just accept that a lot of these great, fantastic cryptocurrencies are going to die simply because no one is using it. And look at Bitcoin as a store of value and a store of wealth in a climate where right now it's about survival. If you're looking for the right narrative, this is going to be the one. Other than that, guys, like I said, on the daily, we hit support right on the head. And now, we're just a couple, like 5 or 10, what is it? 101,000 to 109, $8,000 away is nothing from our target. And you can just see from this daily candle, this previous swing high here at 109,356, $109,356. It's a magnet. All right. I think we're going to shoot right through it. And until then, just stay educated, guys. Stay educated.